Yeah, it was great to get back home today, get back in our facility. I thought it was great for us to just be able to reestablish our identity a little bit. Practice days are always really good. To have an extended film session, to get back on the court, talk about your defensive absolutes, your offensive absolutes, and just work on them, because I think as much film as we watch, it's good for a younger team, especially a team that's had some injuries and you're not always playing together. It's good to get back on the court and have that conversation and go through it at full speed.
Start of that Indiana game, as a coach, where do you kind of find the line between we're not doing enough defensively and versus when Indiana's just, there's some shots they're hitting that there's nothing you can do? How do you kind of figure out where that line is as a coach in terms of making the corrections moving forward?
Yeah, I think sometimes as a coach you're trying not to, especially early on, overreact. Guys hit a couple shots, you might have had a really good process, and Siakam hits in a end of shot clock bank three, or a Nembhard tough floater through a really good individual defense. And so you try not to overreact. I thought we were in a decent spot in that Indiana game. And then you try to hold on to maybe some adjustments, and you sprinkle them in here and there. Don't give the other team an opportunity at halftime to start talking about what we're going to do versus that adjustment. But I really actually felt last game a lot of it was our offense put us in a tough spot. I think that they made a good adjustment to go zone, and sometimes we had one too many possessions of just not good zone execution, or we just didn't take a good shot. And at that point, sometimes then it puts your transition defense or your half-court defense in a bad spot.
I think Musa right now is maybe top 5, top 6 in the NBA in offensive rebounding. We talk a lot about how his motor, his hustle is a big reason for that. What does he do in terms of like a strategy approach and just reading the glass that makes him so good in this area?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of strategy that he'd probably have to break it down for you. Really good guys that have a skill set like that, sometimes they can't even articulate how they do it. They read the ball, they understand certain people's shots, they understand how the defender might be in a position and I can wedge you. But I think a lot of it is a mindset. And for him, he's just so relentless. He's so competitive. He wants to try to find a way to, I think, just get our team an extra possession to impact the game. He understands what it does to the other team's kind of like spirit when time after time and again he's crashing the glass. And so he is one of the best in the NBA, which is why sometimes I wish that he would get a couple more maybe foul calls when he is crashing and there's 2 people, 3 people elbowing him in the face. But I think that he's doing a great job of just having that relentless mindset. And then I love the unselfishness behind it. When he comes up with it, there are times where he's going to score for himself and other times he's kicking out for threes.
Hey Charles, there was a report out there that LaMelo was frustrated and was open to a trade. He came by just a second ago, talked to us, and said that didn't come from me, and it's not true. I just wonder, can you give us your perspective from the organization on how you guys feel about LaMelo?
Yeah, I think that our perspective, I'm glad to hear what he had to say, because I would echo a lot of the same things, like our relationship, our ability to have communication between myself and Melo and Jeff is really high. And I think that he's always communicated to us. He wants to build this thing with us. He understands what it's going to take to try to win and who we need in the building and stuff. So I think that he is just committed to Charlotte. He's talked about how much he loves the city and the fans, and that's all I ever hear, and that's all I focus on.
Minutes-wise, we talked about restriction with his minutes right now. A little bit tough for him to kind of go through that as a coach. How you dealing with that? How you make sure that he gets his rhythms by minutes restriction down?
Yeah, it's tough for him because he's a competitor and he wants to be out there and he wants to help impact winning. It's tough for me because I want him on the floor, but I do think ultimately this is going to put him in his best position to be available for more games. We've just seen as his minutes increase and the load increases game after game after game, it starts to take a toll, and it takes a toll on everyone in the NBA. And so we just want to be smart about how we're managing him and his loads and his body, and I think he's responded really well. And I think when you hold a certain point for a while, we'll reevaluate where we go from there.
Going back to the zone, you guys have 30 points with 3:30 left in the first quarter, and you guys only have one basket to end the first quarter since then. What are some things about that zone that you thought gave you guys some trouble?
I don't even know if it was necessarily the zone, if I'm being honest. Like, even when I looked at it, I just thought there was like 2 possessions for sure where we just weren't on the same page. We come down, we're ready to run an action, they're in a zone, and it threw our screeners off a little bit, it threw our ball handlers off a little bit, then you're deep in the clock and you don't take a great shot. And then I thought there was a couple other zone possessions where we actually executed really well, we got ourselves a good look and just weren't able to convert.
With injury-wise with Trey, how is he doing? Still not been a little bit in practice. How is he doing? Is he going to be okay with the injury?
Trey's making good progress. He's out there shooting right now. And so I think I'm looking forward to getting back downstairs and talking to our performance team and seeing where he's at. But I think he's felt better and better every day with treatment, with what he can do on the court, and we'll see where he is.
With Liam too, same with him. I see him out there. He had illness. Is he feeling better the last couple of days as well?
Yes, Liam way better. He's going to be ready to go tomorrow. He's kind of made a great turnaround. It's good to see him back out there too, because missed his energy, missed his enthusiasm, his pop, and everything like that. So it's good to have him back in the building.
Just one more thing on LaMelo. I think you kind of alluded to this, but just to be sure, I mean, you guys still view him as maybe as a cornerstone of the franchise?
He's a huge piece of our franchise. He's a huge piece of what we do offensively and defensively. So yes.